We've got a convertible van.
All we need is some scissor doors, Ben, eh?
That's the dream.
If you're new here, we're Ben and Shelley, and have we got a monumental task ahead of us. We're converting this brand new van into our dream home on wheels. We've done the whole van life thing before, so this isn't our first rodeo. But we've got a trick up our sleeve as we've enlisted the help of Shelley's dad Terry. And well, let's just say he's pretty handy on the old tools. So follow along as the three of us attempt to turn this empty van into a luxury off-grid camper.
Today's the day. We're drilling holes in the van. It's Maxxair Fan time. So we have pre-marked all of this out, but you can't see this rib here on the roof. So we're going to drill a hole through so we've got a measurement and we can measure back. We have about 20 mil spare between this. Oh, Jesus, that gave me a fright. What was that?
Set of pan.
Oh, I didn't know you had anything. But between this fan, the two solar panels, which are $670 each, are going to sit snug next to each other, and this fan, but we didn't take into account the back of the fans. So yeah, we have probably about this much.
About 40 mil.
Not a lot of room for error in this tiny space, and of course we want to stick another solar panel across the front.
I'm not scared drilling holes in roofs.
So this is the hole size that we measured, and this is the whole extra bit of the fan that we forgot to measure. But thankfully, it just still fits. We're so lucky that that still fits. Literally 20 to 40 mil. They've got really detailed instructions here, but basically you need to cut a hole, pop this through. These silver things need to be on the side of the van, so the fan is going to face this way. And biggest thing is making sure the hole isn't too big or too small, getting a clean cut, making sure it's in the right spot, and then making sure it is siliconed on. Well, it specifically says in the instructions to use silicone. I know a lot of people use Sikaflex, but it says in the instructions to use silicone, so that's what we're going to use. Make sure we've got enough of that on there so we're getting no leaks when it rains through the roof. Fingers crossed. What are we using to cut the hole, Dad?
This is just a little nibbler. If you can see that, it just punches tiny little holes. Obviously, when the drill's going faster, it's a lot quicker than that. So it cuts it nice and clean. These aren't even all that expensive to buy. I've not used one of these ones.
Nothing like using it the first time on the van roof. Hey, Dad.
That's exactly right.
I think it kind of looks like a mini tattoo gun, in all honesty. It's like a, yeah, if you get a tattoo. It's basically what it is. We think it's going to be cleaner than a jigsaw.
It will be clean. It's definitely, like I've used this style of thing. They're definitely cleaner cut than a jigsaw. That's
why we're going with this. And it's electric. You can get handheld nibblers, but that would be a big workout.
Take two, pick up the hole. I've got a jigsaw. I found a nice fine metal blade for it. I know this should cut it reasonably easy. Bit of masking tape to stop any scratching on the other paint. Shouldn't get too much, but anyway, let's see how we go. With the way I'm cutting this, it might not be the same with every van, but because we've got a rib running through the roof there, and we're fairly close to this back rib here, these will be the strongest part of the metal. Because the trouble with using a jigsaw is if it moves the metal up and down if it's not very strong, and it'll vibrate and just make it messy. So that's why I've cut the two weakest sides first, the next weakest side there, and then hopefully that last one will stay braced fairly well because it's close to the panel. Just a little thing to consider.
Woo!
Hello.
Hello.
Fits like a glove?
It's alright.
Oh.
Hello. And it even fits.
Even better.
So the next step now that we've got the hole, is to clean it up, sand it back, and prime it all before we go in with the silicone. Second time round, just use this template.
Yeah, we're just going to lay this up over where we need to do, mark around it, cut the hole out. Simple.
Simples.
Sort of. So we're using our old cutout from the last one for a template. I will measure it. I can tell from this cutout, which is a joint in the roof, that's as far forward, there's a rib under here, that's as far forward as we can go. So, that hopefully, let me trusty ruler and double check the measurements. 355, which it is. That should also be 355. 355. I'm going to try and leave a little bit of this rib in here, just for some strength. So, yeah, by leaving that little corner in, it will make it a fair bit stronger. Hello.
So we've cut out the holes in the roof. We've just sanded them back, neatened them up, and now Terry's just putting a edge primer rust defense layer on. Just to first layer of defense as we're priming it. So yeah, let's check it out.
That look alright from the top?
Yeah, that's quite funny.
Okay, we pre-screwed everything, so we've got the holes ready to go. We put a little line on the outside so we know where to silicone. And just as a note, Dan, if you can just push down and show you that it's a bit weak in the middle of the van there. When we actually connect this up, it adds the straight back into the roof that we took out. So that's really good because you don't want it to be too weak. So now we clean, free paint, silicone, stick back in.
And it's really, really sticky. And I'll just build a little bit of depth up in here. So we're not relying all on the silicone.
That's called butyl tape?
Butyl something or other, yeah. Butyl tape. The idea of this is I don't want it seen from the outside, so I want silicone to cover it. But I'll just put it back about 10 mil, 5 to 10 mil from the edge, so that the silicone on the outside will be there. But this part here, that we'll be really relying on sealing, will be less silicone to seal, so more chance that it won't fail.
I'm just doing a test fit.
Make sure that
Final test fit that it all fits with that.
that's good.
These silver bits facing the outside of the van, so this is the way we drive. And you can see we've built it up with this, whatever that silver stuff was. We put a few layers on it and just built up the dinty areas because that's quite a gap for the silicone to fill up. Now the rest should fill up nicely with silicone and we'll have no more leaks. Well, no leaks. Well, there would be a giant leak if we went outside.
Well, yes. know, it all looks a mess, but hopefully.
Magic spray, and then it all comes off. If you clean it up straight away, hey Dad.
Yeah, if you clean it up with it, I'll show you.
Some people do use tape and pull it apart, but we think this is easier.
We've got about 40 mil clearance to fit the solar panels in. So, yeah.
Now we hop down and let that dry. Fingers crossed. We'll do a water check on it.
Oh, we won't let that dry because it's clean up.
You have a fan.
So one of the biggest talking points of our last van was our surfboard racks. Custom made by Terry, these hung to the outside of the van and allowed for quick and easy access to the boards without taking up any precious real estate on the inside. Of course, with our new van, it was time for the version 2 upgrade.
So there and there, you can reach that one quite easily.
Yeah, I'd be able to get that. Ooh. Yeah, is that
All you have to
Can it
do
go a little
is-
bit lower?
Things in about here. Right, and there. There. Which that should still work. There and there. Yep.
So the 2 racks are made from long strips of steel, which are curved to fit along the side of the van. For each board, Terry welded on a curved holder at the bottom and middle of the steel, which holds the boards, and at either end is a loop for the lockable tie-down straps. In other exciting news, we had our water tanks. We got the 43 litres from Outback Equipment. They also sell the kit with mounting brackets, which would work for a caravan, but given the mismatchy shapes of the underside of our van, we opted not to bother with that and instead make custom fit brackets ourselves.
That one's going to clear that bolt hole in. Good little tip if ever you just need a little bit of paint and you don't want to wash up a paintbrush. Cotton tip, and this is just a bit of underbody deadener, rust preventative, just in the holes. Probably not all that necessary, but it's a new van, so whatever we can do to help prevent any rust down the track will do.
Teenage me would never think in a million years I'd spend this time long underneath a car building a van. Never. You can see through to the van. Tiny little hole. You can see right through to the van. Whoop. That'll be gone once the floor's in though. So we've got to measure out another strap. So it's got to be longer on there and shorter on this side. So it'll only come to here. Be a little bracket there, and then come down there and be a bracket there. So if you can see the depth difference. So we put the one in at the end, one in here. To help keep the tank healthy and everything, we've got these rubber straps in here, and that stops like the metal's going to go over these bits. These are the inner bit of the van, These are the little like ridges that are already into the tank, and they hold the strength. So we put the rubber in there, and then we put the metal strap over the top, because otherwise it'll rub and then it would have a hole in the tank and loosen it up. So the other measure we've got is this double-sided tape on every surface of the van that it would actually hit. So again, we'll stop the rubbing and the holes, and 3 straps is very, very good. But yeah, you can see the indents of the van, we're going with that, with the rubber in there, and this will be really nice and secure. This is where the strength is. Don't try and go in here because that's where it's like you can push into it more. This is designed to be in here. Well, on this particular tank anyway. It already has the ridges in it, so keep going with the ridges that it's got.
I really do need to clean this off, but there's a bit of crap out everywhere at the moment.
He acts like that's different to normal. It's always like that. We've got a delivery. Or just someone, oh no. Get yourself a dad who can cut metal and bend it. So bloody handy. It's not obvious. We're very lucky to have our dad. But, my dad, not Ben's dad. Well, Ben's dad too. But we have a delivery coming. Could be the rest of our electrics or our shower. Very much a daily occurrence here. Have arrived. Got the boys doing the work. We are desperately trying to do one task at a time, but we want to check out what these shower panels actually look like.
Oh, right. Damaged.
Oh. Bugger. Okay, so that's slightly disappointing. It's definitely broken, but hopefully we get a refund. But they are really good quality. Something clearly has just fallen on it in the truck or getting to us. But all right, let's go back to bending steel.
That I bent up earlier for just a standard type bracket. Now we need this down about 150. Did I say 150? Yes.
Something 50.
150 mil.
I just said 50.
So, this is a template, and I need about, where's a decent tape measure? I'm just searching for tape measures because Shelley's here and she hides them on me.
Like water bottles.
Like water bottles.
And cheese.
And, oh cheese, no, you just eat that. Right, now that's about how deep I need this strap. So I'm putting a mark here where I want my bend to start. Now I am certainly no expert in this, I am a carpenter. So I can just do my best with the metalworking side of things.
You know a lot more than most. So I've just marked it. If you can see the mark, it's here. And then we'll put the little curvy thing on and bend it out to the side. And then this will be the lower end and that'll be the longer end.
I have this little bending machine which makes life really heaps easier. So I line up my mark, keeping it nice and square, and I want that to be about the middle of my bend, and we just bend it.
Oh, that is easy.
Now this bender will bend a lot thicker steel than this, so it bends this quite easily. See how we go bending the round section on it now. It's a little bit hard because the round section might be too close to that bend. I'm not sure. Well, this is to bend on a radius rather than bending on a tight bend.
And if you don't have this contraption, what would you use?
What I would do would be to find a bit of pipe about that size. Nice thick wall pipe. Clamp that to the edge of your pipe, as I say this. Clamp that to the edge of the pipe here, and then you can bend it around.
Because it's only 3 mil.
It's only 3 mil.
It bends pretty easy. It is quite floppy.
But because I've got this, I will use what I've got. It does seem to work quite well. If this looks confusing, rest assured it is. So you see where my mark is in there, that's about where my bend should start. There we go. These purchased from Viva Equipment, it's only about $150 odd. It's quite cheap for what you get.
Which is pretty much what we saved in the steel anyway. That would have been $150 for the set of those, and we paid what, $20 for the actual steel?
You saved the whole lot because I bought that.
Yeah. We, Dad, we.
Yeah, we did. Okay.
And now we test. Measure twice, cut once. Just going to test, and if it's not right, then you can, because it's quite pliable, you can move it around again. Being 3mm, that's really helpful.
Jagged it.
You what?
Jagged it.
What does that mean?
I jagged it. It's perfect.
I've never heard that in my life. That's good, but never heard that phrase.
Well, all I'll do is I'll just put a little more bend on that.
Oh, so you just did this side one, and then that other one's hanging off.
Yeah.
Did you want the marker?
Yes, please. Looking where my next spot should be. I'll put in the middle of my bend. Yeah.
This is the rubber we use, just a bit of spray glue, and then put it into the indents in here. Or, well, there's 4 on this one, but we'll use 3 to strap. Spray glue it on, and then we'll put the metal over the top to keep it nice and protected. Like I was saying before, you're not going to be able to see it on the video, but you can feel the strength in the dips. So that's why you put your metal on that. That's what it's designed for.
The second round one in the bender. Well, I've got the set up for bending around instead of square.
Can we hold that?
Okay.
Ta-da! So on this you can bend it square. See, this is a right angle, or rounded. This one's a circle.
That's
Simple.
actually not quite bent. I think it looks complicated. It does take a little bit of getting used to.
This is the square bits. Right, hang on. So what we've done is we've just done everything that's taken us a whole entire week to do, haven't we, Dad?
Yep,
We've taken all the tanks off from underneath the van. That way we've got all the little metal bits that Dad's made up.
Brackets.
And brackets, metal bits. They've got some rust on them already. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'll get a close up in a moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to sand all of these down, and then we're going to paint them. So a little bit of work still to go on these bloody water tanks.
See the rust?
Can't really see, but this is all rusty in here.
It's only surface rust, but the paint won't stick to it properly and it'll just rust out again. And after spending so long making these brackets, I don't want them to go rusty.
What we've done is we've taken them through the grinder and ground off any of the rust that was just kind of rough layer on any of the brackets, and that's all looking really good. They're nice clean now, and I've gone through and I've used this Raptor heavy duty paint, and I've done a couple of coats just on the one side of them, on the brackets and the mounting box, and I'm just going to go through and do the next layer now. And then they'll be ready for mounting on the car tomorrow morning, first thing. So yeah. So there we go. That's the first coat on this side done. The other side is already painted. So all I gotta do is I gotta wait like 15-20 minutes, and then I can do the second coat, and then these are ready to go. Tune in next time as we get all of the water tanks fitted underneath, and as per usual, drill some more holes in our van.